Right. Okay. Well, thanks for coming along and joining in with tonight's class, which is going to be a body relaxation and then a meditation that is going to mix up the breathing meditation with some compassion meditation. We can start by checking in with how we are. Maybe you've had a lovely day and you're feeling very relaxed. Maybe you've had a busy day and there's a bit of tension. Maybe you've been doing some DIY and it hasn't worked out, or you've got a beautiful backdrop in the room or whatever it might be. So just be honest and check how you are. And also check to what degree you're accepting of what you've just found. Not to suddenly try to be accepting of it, but to just be honest and see whether there's just naturally some acceptance there or there's some resistance. Now I'd like you to focus on any resistance you found. If you didn't find any resistance, just dwell in the peace of what is. If you found some resistance, just sit with it. Just allow it to be here and sit with the resistance. The little bit of the mind that wants things to be different, not as they are. This is a real source of compassion. This is a real object of compassion, sorry. This part of us that craves for things to be different than they are is the source of our pain. Whether it's a tiny bit of pain or huge anxiety or suicidal thoughts, or the whole spectrum. This part of our mind, we don't know why it's there. We can't explain why we can't accept things as they are. But it sure is a really, really important object of our meditation. It deserves our compassion. Because it's perpetual. It's even in our dreams. In our dreams we often don't accept things as they are. Certainly don't in anxious dreams and nightmares, even more subtle dreams. And this non-acceptance is not us, otherwise we couldn't observe it. So recognize that there is the observation of the non-acceptance of now, however small or large amount that is. And there's the non-acceptance itself. See if you can find it inside your body, inside your head, your body, your legs, wherever. Where's that feeling, that sense of it could be better than this? So we can chase external things to avoid giving compassion to our discontentment. And we can chase internal things to try to avoid sitting with our discontentment and having compassion for it. The vast majority of spiritual practice is both of these, or one or the other. External ritual practices, prayer readings, pilgrimages, and all these other things. I'm not suggesting for a second they're not valid and they're not important and they can't be profound. But if they're taking our eye off the part of us that is discontent with the now, then they're missing the root problem. And the same with internal spiritual practices, mantras, visualizations, meditations on love and compassion and wisdom and gratitude. If they're not observing compassionately the part of our mind that can't accept the now as it is, then to some degree they're avoidance. Again, very profound, beautiful things. We get a lot of benefit from them. But we can come right to the core and be compassionate with ourselves. That there's a part that just doesn't seem to really find what it needs, find what it yearns for, and recognize that it's not us. That yearning is watched, and therefore it's not us. See if you can very gently sit with the observation of that dissatisfaction. There's the awareness of observing the dissatisfaction. It's in your chest or your stomach or your throat or your head. And there's the observation of it. Deeply relax, because you are not that feeling. You're observing it. Let your mind loosen like a fist loosening. The dissatisfaction can tighten and grow however much it wants, but the observation of it can stay relaxed. It's only when the mind is relaxed with it that there's space for that compassion. Keep breathing. Allow the mind to be relaxed and accepting of the presence of wanting to be on the move, wanting things to be different. Breathe into that discontentedness. Allow it to be here fully. and give it permission to double in size. Allow it to be more intense if it needs to be, whilst you stay in the eye of the storm, relaxed and watching. Let that discontentment have whatever space it wants. It can't knock your mind over. If your mind wanders away, you just observe the feeling. One of the most compassionate things we can do is sit quietly with someone's pain. You may have been on the receiving end of this, a calm nurse, a caring friend who doesn't need to fix you or change you, allows you to be upset, allows you to have your time, maybe when you've grieved, or somebody who's just given you a cup of tea and let you be and listened. See if you can recognize within this desire for things to be different, this discontentment, see if you can recognize the element in it of hope. There's a hope that the next moment will be better, easier, happier, richer, sorted. The next moment will just be sorted. See if you can observe this hope. Notice that the observation of this hope has no hope in it at all. It has no lack of hope and no fullness of hope. It just observes the hope. It's this hope that tears our hearts out. It's this hope that may arise when we want to live longer and realise we're not going to. It's this hope that hurts us when we realise our career hasn't been maybe what we want it to be, or our grandchildren don't see us as often as we'd like, or we don't have as many friends as we'd want. Or hope that maybe finally our family will have a different relationship with us. This hope is not us. And it deserves our compassion. So allow your hopes to be here and just rest with them. Very, very personal hope. Very, very personal. Allow your hopes to be here, the dashing of which can break our hearts, and just sit with it gently and observe it. Keep breathing. If your mind wanders away, come back. Observe the discontentment, however small or large. Notice the hope in it. Recognize what you hope for in your deepest hopes. That unconditional love you didn't get, the unconditional love you're not getting now, the kudos, the finances, the house, the car, the peace, the happiness, the relationship. Well, I've dived straight into it because sometimes if we do a peaceful meditation first, there's not much to look at inside of ourselves, and there's less of an opportunity to have compassion for our inner workings. So tonight's class is back to front. We're now going to do some relaxation and some breathing meditation. So stay in meditation. What we've just done is one of the most profound, direct meditations I think I've ever done. So if you found that difficult or confusing or a bit different, then please don't worry. Next time we do it, or next time you might do it on your own, or with me, or someone else, you'll just naturally find there's a bit more familiarity with it, a little bit more. And if you had a very good direct experience of your hope and sitting with it and your discontent, then that's a very brave thing to do, and I respect that. Respect that a lot, actually. So we're going to do a relaxation of your body. I just want to say I respect, even if you didn't experience directly what I was guiding, I still respect that you turned up and did it and gave it a go. We never know what's going to be an experience in meditation. Getting stuck into it is the best we can ask. So please come aware of your body as you're sitting. If you've got feelings floating around inside of you from the last meditation, perfectly fine. They can be here while we do it. So become aware of your face and your face muscles. Allow your face to relax. Allow your jaw muscles to relax. And the muscles around your eyes. Now we bring our awareness to our left shoulder, scan all the way down to the fingertips for any tension or tightness you might have been holding on to. Let it loosen off, let it relax. Now we bring our awareness over to our right shoulder. Do the same exercise. Loosen off, relax. And now to the left hip. Check again the thigh, the calf, the feet, the toes. Scan down, loosen off. The same from the right hip. Be gentle with your leg, relax it, let it loosen. Now we bring our awareness to our shoulders and our neck. Often a lot of our hopes and our fears and our burdens manifest in our shoulders and neck, and we carry them through our life sometimes. Allow them to just relax, your arms resting under their own weight, your head posture comfortably on your neck. Just allow your shoulders and neck to feel unburdened, feel at peace and relaxed, loose, supple. And we now visualize inside of our body the black smoke swirling around inside of our body, and bound up in it is all of our disappointments. Throughout our whole life, we imagine our disappointments are bound up in this black smoke, and with 3 nice steady deep out breaths, just imagine the black smoke billows out into the distance and takes with it the disappointments. If you feel you're clinging to them, just notice that, but still breathe them out. If some felt like they didn't want to go, maybe there's some healing to do in those places in the future. Don't worry. And now as you breathe in, visualize beautiful golden light, sparkling golden light coming in through your nostrils. And as it starts to enter your body and your mind, imagine this golden light has the power to ease your burden, has the power to set aside your wants, your needs, your cravings, your aversions. Allow it to just set everything aside. So it's like a gentle brush, brushing away everything other than the peace, just gently. As each bit of this golden light moves to different parts of your body and your mind, imagine they become still and peace. Your arms, your legs, your face, your head, your torso. And with the last few golden lighting breaths, imagine your whole body and mind are pervaded by stillness and peace. Expansive, no contraction in there at all, no tightness. Like space itself. Don't worry if there is some tightness, just let that be as well. But give permission to your body and mind for as much of it wants to totally relax, for it to do so. And if you want to try to relax those bits that are tight still, don't have any expectations, but see if they'll relax. If not, don't worry. And now we're going to do the breathing meditation for the last 3 or 4 minutes. Plenty of time. Just breathe in and breathe out, and stay with the breath. If your mind wanders away, come back to the breath. Now bring the awareness into the nostril linings. Notice the cool as you breathe in and the warm as you breathe out. And remain, as best you can, aware in each moment of what's different, what's new. What's here now, inside the nostril linings. And now to the very rims of the nostrils, the same thing. Just gently keep your mind fresh and alert. And as you breathe out, I'd like you to imagine your compassion for all the people and all the animals and insects that can't just be still and want, subtly even, things to be different. No peace in wanting things to be different. Not in the craving sort of way. As you breathe out, give them all your compassion. You understand, and I understand, this chasing contentment, hoping for contentment. There is no such thing as contentment, really, only an absence of discontentment. So we can wish for all living beings, including ourselves, to be free from discontentment. And as we breathe out, we have this wish for ourselves and others, and then we breathe in. Finally, before we come out of meditation, just relax your concentration a little. Stay in meditation and just be very kindly, compassionately accepting of what is here inside of you now. whatever you feel, whatever you experience, just let it be for a bit. For the next 30 seconds or so. Okay. Thank you. When it feels comfortable, just allow your eyes to open and be aware of whatever peace you have to enjoy. Thank you.